Hey y'all, this is the legendary Sonny G, Sonny with an O, not a U.
And this is your boy Sterling Moody.
And we are Effa Podcast.
Effa Podcast.
And thank you for listening to us. So make sure you tune in to Effa Podcast, a real N-word podcast where we talk about
real N-word stuff.
That's it. So make sure y'all tune in.
Effa Podcast.
Effa Podcast. Thank y'all for listening. This is Effa Podcast, the most ignorant podcast on media today. And so I am joined by my guest Kelvin from the podcast The Modern Crowd. Welcome, Kelvin.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
It is no problem. And The Modern Crowd, what is that about?
So basically, first of all, The Modern Crowd, it's a podcast with pretty much all my friends so far. Mm-hmm. We're definitely looking for other people, but it's a multimedia company, basically. Mm-hmm. What we're doing, our plan, our goal is to be able to help everybody market their companies, these small businesses around Atlanta, mm-hmm. while at the same time showing some of our goofy side, some of our serious sides, trying to basically bring out the culture in Atlanta. So when that comes down to technology, government, any events that's going around Atlanta, marketing that stuff too. So anything that's out there that needs to be marketed, we're here to basically help.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I like the enthusiasm.
Man.
The enthusiasm is through the roof.
Yeah, man. I mean, The Modern Crowd's my baby. Okay. I treat it just like my kid, man. I don't have no kids yet, but when I do, I'll understand once I have that kid. But yeah, The Modern Crowd, I love it. I'm working 24/7 on it. I get off work working on it. I mean, it's 24/7 thing, man.
All right, and it's you and who else?
It's me. It's Brittany. It's my boy Elliot, my boy Carter, my boy Travis. Who else am I missing? Man, there's a lot of us. Oh man, I'm forgetting names already. But yeah, it's about like 9 of us that works together. We all have different talents. Like me, I'm a huge technology guy. I work in IT and I love sports. My boy Grant, I forgot his name, but yeah, he's into sports. Everybody else has a technology movie. Brittany, she's our movie producer. Mm-hmm. She actually shoots short films, which are actually coming out with a short film October 19th. If you want to be a part of that, we have a party scene.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you want to be a party, we got a party scene on there. So we're trying to have a real party while actually filming it. So I would love for you if you come out to that.
I am with it.
Yeah.
You know what my dream appearance. So like I want to be. So first off, I want to be in somebody's and I'm not calling y'all thing low budget. I'm mm-hmm. saying I have a goal of being in a low budget movie.
Most definitely.
But I want to be in a low budget horror film.
Man,
that is what my ultimate goal is, to be in a low budget horror film, and I want to be the black guy who gets killed first. A lot of people look at that and they're like, "Oh my God, they killed the black guy first. Do you see that? Do you see that?" And I'm like, I want that role.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, the name of the movie is called How to Survive a Horror Film.
Oh.
So, it's What Not to Do in a Horror Film. I'm sorry, I gave y'all the wrong title, but yeah, what not to do in a horror film. So, we will definitely talk about that. But yeah, we may need you. We may need you.
What not to do in a horror? See, I don't know, that horror film, a horror film titled "What Not to Do in a Horror Film" is gonna last 15 minutes, and that's it.
Man.
Especially if you got black people. If you got black people, it's like, what's that noise? Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
And roll credits.
Yeah.
What's that noise? I don't know, but I'm gone. Yeah. Roll credits.
I'm a huge horror film guy. I watch it all the time. By the way, that It movie, not a fan of it. But I'm just gonna tell you now, y'all just mind. Most of the time I'm watching it, most people need to just run. But they don't run. They always try to investigate stuff like that. So yeah.
But you know what? So horror films to me, I find to be some of whoever decides to make a horror film, they usually try to be as honest with it as possible. And so if you look, the stereotypes in horror films aren't much different than how real life stereotypes were. The white people are always investigating shit that's none of their business.
That's a fact.
The black folks are always just caught up. You ever know that we never get killed because we're investigating or we're just there. You know what I'm saying? It's just Betty, Billy, they invited me to a party. I came. I had to use the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. I got stabbed. That's how black people die in horror movies. It's never something that we did. It's just we at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly. And it's just it's weird because you're just first of all, you watch the movie and you're just how did you get here? Just Get Out. I'm just like, okay, they're riding around. First of all, let me tell you, if I got pulled over by the cops and we just, and then I hit it like a deer or something like that, I would have went home.
That's too many bad things at once.
Yeah, exactly. I would have
Yeah.
went home, but they didn't go home. He's just sitting there, and then too much weird occurrences kept happening, and he just, oh yeah, I'm still here with my girlfriend. And the scene where he found out, like, he found all those pictures in that box. Oh, that definitely would have told me to go home. Like, I would have been home instantly.
So because of Get Out, like, I have racially based fears, and we're gonna talk. So you talked about it. One of my racially based fears is I am scared of clowns, but not all clowns, right?
Okay.
So like if Universal Circus is in town, I'm cool. I can take my
word.
daughter. I can go with my whole family. You know what I'm saying? We gonna lean with it, rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Do all that stuff, right? If Ringling Brothers comes into town, I'm buying shotgun shells. I'm going into my bunker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm preparing for a war with clowns. I've come to the conclusion that my fear of clowns is racist. Like I'm not racist. I don't have a problem with white people or white clowns whatsoever.
Not at all.
But my fear just dictates that, like, in the event that a bunch of clowns are gathered, the ones that I see, like, doing the Running Man and the moonwalk. Yeah. I don't have to be scared of them, but all the rest of them, I should probably start shooting.
That's a fact. I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, even like you said, watching horror films definitely have me thinking like that. Like, yeah, like I would never go in a House of Mirrors. Like, I would never do that.
That's everything happens in a House of Mirrors in a horror movie.
I'm telling you, like everything. And I'm just like, yeah. But it was funny is I just flew to New York and we went around like the pier. Man, I can't forget. But Coney Island, we was out there and there was a mirror house in there, and I'm just out there looking. I'm like, yeah, I just saw what's that other movie that Us? Yeah, I just seen Us, and I was just like, yeah, see, this is how it started. Yeah, I can't go down there with all the bunnies and stuff like that. I'm good. I'm gonna turn around, go home. Like, I always like. I'm glad that there are horror films out there because it gives me a sense of warning. Because yeah, man, a lot of things now I probably would have tried and I would have been in the same situations.
Yeah, I mean, with Get Out, I no longer. Again, this is another racially based fear of mine.
Yeah.
But when working in the office environment, right? Mm-hmm. White people with coffee and tea and everything, if their teaspoons are too long, I start knocking stuff out their hands, bro. Like all them long metal teaspoons. Like ever since Get Out, your teaspoon has to be 3 inches or less, and you can't be able to tap it and make no sound. It's got to make the plastic clink 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 clink. If it makes any kind of ting, I'm knocking everything out your hand.
Hey man, you got to watch the warning signs, man. You got to watch the warning signs for sure. Yeah, I'm telling you, the movies they tell you them too. Hey man, there's a lot of things I look out for. I'm trying to think. With it. I mean, I can understand the Ringling Brothers. I'm trying to think, what else? What else would
it gets me because in the first, so the little boy with the whole sewer thing, right? At no point in my childhood has anything fascinating been like if I see a clown in the sewer. Maybe I might not have been scared of it, but I damn sure wouldn't be sitting here trying to carry on a whole conversation. And no cars came by, so he had to get out the street for a little bit. Like, I remember growing up in the hood, every time we played anything in the street, every 5 minutes, someone's going, car!
Yeah, facts.
He got to have like a whole 20-minute conversation with Pennywise, and nobody drove down the street or nothing. Like,
yeah, I'm just... First of all, why does brother let him go outside and put the boat in the rain anyway, just to see if it would float? Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand that at all. It's just a lot of things that I look at that. Just like with the sewer thing, like you said. Did you see the recent one? The part one?
The first, part one, yeah.
So you saw where the lady saw, like, what was her dog or cat was out there, and the boy's arm got cut off, and she's just like, I forgot the name of the cat. I got to watch it over to find out the name, but I'm like, wow, she just let this kid get eaten up, and she's still looking for this cat or dog. Like, that's crazy.
No, the pets
white
is
neighborhoods,
important.
Man.
Yeah. All pets matter. You have to remember that. All pets matter.
All of them, man. Even hamsters.
All of them. All of them. Like you can definitely get animal rights quicker than you can get human rights.
Man, that's wild.
I was working a convention, and I'm not gonna talk too much about it because that's a future show. But I was working a convention this past weekend, and so I used to think that emotional support animals were like restricted to dogs, maybe a cat or two. No, turns out almost anything can be
What?
an emotional support. If you've got a squirrel that just keeps on like habitating your backyard and you can rehabilitate it to not bite other people or scratch people or whatever, they will give it an emotional support vest. I guarantee
That's
it.
wild.
I guarantee it. If there is a rat in your grandma's attic that she just cannot get rid of, and you like, well, you know what? This rat's been part of the family for as long as I can remember. You can get it an emotional support vest.
That's
I
wild.
have now seen almost every animal. I have seen an iguana with an emotional support vest.
That's imaginable.
Like, and it's crazy because when you say, white people, blah, 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 pets, blah, 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 it seems like an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Until you actually see these things and you're like, oh, no, that's factual. Okay. Is that a iguana on a leash? So
Yeah,
the
what?
iguana's on a leash with an emotional therapy vest. Okay. Yeah.
Man, it's 2019, man. Anything's possible. Like anything is possible.
All of it. But yeah, you can definitely get animal rights before you can get human rights.
Man, that's incredible. That's incredible. Like I mean, I can't see myself just walking down the street and I turn to my left. Oh, yo, there's an iguana on the leash. And I'd be like, yo, they make those? like
That's not even the tough part. The tough part is going to be when you're at a restaurant. You're going to be at a restaurant. You're going to be minding your own business, waiting for your food, and you're going to look over, and the next table is going to have an iguana on the table next to your table.
yo, eating hash browns.
Right.
He got a little bowl of hash browns on there with a little ketchup on it. Like that's crazy.
And I feel like something that's unfair about that is, okay, so if you're going to have, animals and stuff, they have a particular kind of diet, which is stuff that us as humans tend to throw away anyway. If you're going to go ahead and let the animals in, don't be trying to demand that they get the same sirloin steak that I get. If you don't let them get some of this stuff that we've been throwing out for the past couple, we got a garbage can full of turkey necks.
That's a fact.
Pig feet. You don't let your animal have some of that. We will let them have it on the house. You gonna sit here and demand sirloin for? Yeah, ain't nobody about to feed sirloin to. Maybe I just don't understand.
And America is crazy. Like, being from somebody that like has traveled the country. I mean, as I was younger, was in Germany and stuff like that. It's just like, I mean, just being younger and seeing this now, it's just like, man, like the world can take any turn. As my parents used to say, like, oh, be careful what's out there. I'm a kid, like, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna play football when I grow up, whatever. And then you look now and it's just like, yeah, it's 2019. Like, just like you said, pets can eat at the table with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just look at this world. We talk about it at work all the time. Like, man, it's crazy.
A cop will get more time for shooting your pet than they will for shooting your black friend.
That is crazy.
If me and you leave right here and a cop is just like, oh, pow!
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be like, honest mistake. He didn't know where they were coming from, what they were doing. They proposed a threat, blah, blah, blah. He was scared for his life. The dog could be sitting there growling, barking, doing all that. He could have video evidence. The dog was trying to jump up and attack him. Bow. Oh, my God. Why would you do that to a dog? Give him the maximum punishment. The maximum punishment is like 30 years. There are people in jail longer for what they've done to dogs than what they've done to black people.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, shoot. I mean, just with all, and that's crazy that you say that because it's like I was talking about on our podcast the other day was that it's crazy that we watch police officers shoot black people on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that, and we're so desensitized by social media that we look at it and we scroll. You know what I'm saying? And like, back in the day, people were rioting and stuff like that. But now we're just like, well, didn't happen to me. But you know what? I'm going to post Black Lives Matter. And that, I did something. But I tell people all the time, it's just like, you can't go on social media and type something because it's like really like you writing a diary and putting it, and somebody's actually grabbing your diary and be like, well, as long as we don't get the word out, we'll just put it in this box right here and you're good. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that you show a video of a dog getting shot. Oh, yo, animal cruelty. And then, oh, boom, 30 years. It's like, I mean, this world is mind-blowing to me, man. I say it, that's my favorite slogan is this world is mind-blowing because it's like the things that we should be worried about. And so it's like, let's push it to the side real quick. Oh, you know what? That guy stepped on a butterfly. Boom, let's get on him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's crazy. I don't know.
That, you know what? That's absolutely true. That kind of brings me to this whole nonsense with Jay-Z.
Oh man, whew, let me tell you.
Well, so I've purposely remained ignorant of a lot of the details in this, because right now social media is reporting a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like having to pick through what's real or what's not. So I would rather just be ignorant of all of it, but unfortunately it keeps coming at me. But like, okay, so he's now in charge of the Inspire Change program through Rock Nation, and
It's crazy, man.
he's developing programs for social change within the NFL. And supposedly the first one that he endorsed was the one where a bunch of young African American men were getting their dreads cut off by white women.
Stupid. Like, I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't see what's so. I think yeah. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest. I think I'm with Eric Reed when it comes down to this. I really think it was a money move, man. I mean, I'm just gonna be totally honest. Nothing against Jay-Z, because I look at it too. Like, I'm not a selfish person, but like in that instant, it's just like, okay, it gives me a chance to, make a change. But Jay-Z hopped into it, and it's just like, for me, it's like, you got to prove to me that it wasn't a money move. You see what I'm saying? It's like, just like if you go to the NFL or play basketball, it's like, as soon as you get drafted, everybody has these high expectations for you. But if you don't do it, it's like, were you really supposed to be there? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, right now, he just starting, and then, he's doing that. It's like, that's kind of minor to what Kaepernick is really trying to do.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, you got to show me something to where I feel like, okay, Jay-Z is actually trying to do something. I'm Jay-Z. I'm trying to make a change in the NFL. I'm trying to have these players to stop kneeling, or, trying to get the message out, understanding. But yeah, I watched that video where he was like, we all know, we're kneeling. We know that they're trying for social justice. But, what do we do next?
We're past that.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, like, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I'm just a tadpole in the pond,
Thanks to the Jay-Z thing, my new least favorite expression is chestnut checkers.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of everybody who's making that. No, y'all don't understand. Jay-Z's playing chestnut checker. And then as soon as Jay-Z makes a move, it's like, oh, is this the checkers y'all talking? This the chest y'all talking about? He get cutting off people's hair. That's the chest y'all talking. Has nobody taken into consideration? Maybe he's playing Monopoly.
Exactly.
Maybe he's playing Connect Four. You don't know what board game Jay-Z is. He might be playing Risk. There's a whole wide. Milton Bradley has more than just chess and checkers. And y'all are sitting here judging Jay-Z's game playing abilities by every minor, like as soon as Jay-Z comes on and says, so I did this for Blue, they're like, oh my God, Jay-Z made this whole move for his daughter.
That's a fact.
His daughter don't even play football. Like,
that's a fact.
She ain't even on nobody's team.
Yeah. And it's like, it's even hard to argue with people about that too, because, everybody on social media, I put this to everybody because you can't really convince the world. Everybody's like this. I'm just gonna put this in comics terms, but everybody's Thanos when they're on social media.
Oh yeah,
like real talk. I mean, I can't get my opinions out, and like maybe I could. Me and you could probably talk about our opinions, but there's people out there that if you put your opinion out, they attack you for it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, it's just for me. It's always you got to show me what you can do. When it comes down to business, comes down to life, even first time meeting somebody, you got to prove to that person, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And Jay-Z just got to do that to me. I mean, I don't know why all these people, they make things a lot more deeper than it has to be. Like Jay-Z can be like, triangle. Oh yeah, he's an Illuminati. Like,
right.
I'm just like, okay, how did y'all get
See,
that?
the rock sign is an inverted diamond, which in turn is a pyramid, which was used.
Word. And I'm just like, yo, how? I mean, there are some deep things that are being said, but it's just like, yeah, y'all are so deep that y'all about to drown because you're not level-headed with what's being said, But hey, I'm a tadpole in the pond.
Hey, that reminds me like of a couple years ago when all of the Jay-Z's and the Illuminati talk was real strong.
Yeah, man.
And other than the way that you have to be initiated into the Illuminati, according to rumors, I was like, what's so wrong with that again?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I mean, you're talking about being a billionaire for the rest of your life, and I personally wouldn't go through. But then again, the Illuminati hasn't sent me a membership application,
man.
so I think that's the thing. Everybody who has a problem with like that back then, this is what I used to think. I used to think like everybody who has the strongest stuff to say about, oh, this person's in the Illuminati, oh, this person's in the Illuminati, are just mad that they never got an application to be in the Illuminati themselves.
That's a fact.
That's
a fact.
Like, you can reject. Now then, if somebody was like, I got the application and it said, that somebody's got to have anal sex with you, and I'm just not with that.
Yeah.
So, that person, you could be like, okay, well, but, everybody's like, oh, and I heard that you got to do this, you got to do this. Like, you're just mad that they haven't
given you the call yet.
Yeah.
You've been on Facebook like, please, I'm ready. And they're like, nah, we're good. We're all right. We got enough members already.
Right. It's like when you're an anxious teenager and you want to work at McDonald's, but the managers are so shocked that somebody wants to work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know if I should call this kid back.
Yeah.
You want to make minimum wage?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm good. Even when I started working, I was like, is this what I want to do? Like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Ma, help me. Like,
that even leaked into my adulthood. Like in my adulthood, I'll get a job and immediately in my brain I'll think, how long is this job going to last before I am just not willing to do this anymore? And old heads hate that. Old heads are like, I stayed on my job. I hated every minute of it. I didn't like going in. I didn't like leaving. I didn't like any of the 9 hours I put into it, any of the 12 hours I put into it. I didn't like any of them, but I did it for 35 years. And you like, and that's why you so mean and bitter? And is that why you hate everything now? Okay.
Man, let me tell you, I've worked at two funny places, man. I've worked at UPS and Chevrolet. Man, UPS is the funniest when you say about older folks that's been there for a while. I almost got attacked one time because you can be a manager at UPS in like 30 days. If nobody knows that. But yeah, I was there. I was working there for like $12 an hour. And then they were like, yeah, you can be a manager in 30 days. And you can make up to like $16 an hour. I was like, and you get paid weekly? I was like, oh yeah, run that. You know what I'm saying? I said, let's go ahead. Went to manager school, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Man, I think it was like day 3, man. I was teaching this guy how to pick up boxes because you got to show them, make sure they don't hurt themselves and stuff. And this lady, we're in the conveyor belt and helping the guy. I'm like, yeah, this is how you pick it up. This lady is on the other side of the end. She's like, yeah, that's not how you pick up a box. I'm like, hey man, just pick up the box. Don't let these people distract you. I'm the manager. You see this? This says manager on my collar shirt. So he's like, all right, hey. I'm like, hey, lady, relax, calm down. She called somebody on me, and me and him started getting into it. And I was just like, all right, bro, I'm just tell you like this. I'm grown and you grown. We ain't about to go through this. But long story short, that lady, she tried to get me written up and stuff. Like, she hated me. Every day I went to work, she just gave me the little stink eye. And she's been there for like almost 30 years, man. And
she hates it. She hates every moment of it. But she doesn't want you to get over on anything.
Exactly. And just be wary of that. Ever since then, I've been wary of like people who are like that. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening to Effa Podcast. And I want to thank my guest, Kelvin, from the Modern Crowd.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give them all of your social media information.
Word. So all my social media is, first I'm going to give you the Instagram, is The Modern Crowd, and that's without an O. That's for Instagram, Facebook, and it's also for Twitter. So,
and that's Modern and Crowd without though, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So y'all check that out. I do answer back to all inquiries, and right now what we're doing is we're doing interviews with everybody. Like, so if you want to just talk about how nice your iguana is at restaurant table, we'll come to that restaurant and set up our laptop and talk to you about it. But yeah, just hit us up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, for those of y'all who rock with Effa Podcast, you know that we are put on through Reach One Communications, Thinking Out Loud, and Trap Nerd Entertainment. And so, if you're interested in being a guest, send an email to trapnerdent@gmail.com. And also, if you go on patreon.com/trapnerdent, if you like the show, please donate a few bucks, a couple cents, gas money, I just to get me out my house and get me to come here and not even full gas. I still haven't had a Popeye's chicken sandwich yet.
What?
If y'all could just send me the money for a Popeye's chicken sandwich. As a matter of fact, I want enough people to send me the money for Popeye's chicken sandwiches as justify the line for the sandwiches. I feel like I would really be able to put on a whole lot more shows if I at least got like 20 chicken sandwiches worth of people to donate a day.
Send me one too. Like, it's been hard. My dog drunk up all the water. So, we're sitting at the house with no Kool-Aid and stuff, man. So, I know you have to drink something with the chicken sandwich, but I just want to chicken. We can start off chicken sandwich first. We're taking steps. You know what I'm saying?
Baby steps.
Just taking baby steps.
And this has been Effa Podcast. Y'all be cool like how y'all be cool. See y'all next show.
This is the legendary Sonny G, and thank you for tuning in to Effa Podcast. You can also go ahead and follow us at Trap Nerd ENT on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can also go to our Patreon if you enjoy what we do and make a donation, patreon.com/TrapNerdENT, and be on the lookout for future events. Sign up for our email list at trapnerdent@gmail.com. Again, thank you for listening. Y'all be cool like how y'all be cool.